What's up, you guys? How are we doing today? How are we feeling? I hope we're doing amazing. Thank you for tuning in to another video with me. If you're a returning subscriber, I love you. Welcome back. And if you are new here, welcome. This is my page, The Real Tia, where we just talk about personal growth. I would soon be implementing some vlogs and all that great stuff. Just look at me as your personal homegirl, okay? Now, before we get too deep into this video, you already know what I want you guys to do, which is, of course, like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so that when I post, you are here with me in tune, okay? And another thing, Happy New Year's, okay? It is New Year's Eve today. Me recording right now, but by the time you guys see this, it will be New Year's Day. So Happy New Year's, and I hope 2024 treats you nothing but amazing, okay? Amazing times 10. We all deserve a great year, and 2024 is going to be just that. So let's get right into it. Today's video is going to be on fear of rejection and how it's holding you back. But before we get into the details of this video, of course, I want to say my affirmations for today, our affirmations for today. And today's affirmation will be, my perspective is unique, it's important, and it counts. Okay? Once again, my perspective is unique, it's important, and it counts. Now let's get right into it. So let's first define what is fear of rejection. What is the definition of fear of rejection? So fear of rejection is the fear of not being liked, abandoned, or just not being able to fit into social groups. People who often struggle from fear of rejection usually have low self-esteem, low confidence. They're usually filled with a lot of shame and guilt and constantly worrying about and thinking about what others think of them. So now that we talked about the definition of fear of rejection, let's get into the top 5 signs that you are struggling from fear of rejection. The first one would be avoidance of social situations. So this is basically going through major lengths to avoid being social, to avoid going out, to just avoid maybe initiating conversations, um, or discussions in any groups or anything. Just not wanting to be at any social gatherings where you may feel like you may be rejected by either someone or a group of people. Number two would be excessive self criticism. So, this is basically engaging in a lot of self criticism and a lot of negative self talk. Basically, doubting your worth and believing that you are not deserving of being accepted or approved by others, even causing you to be reluctant and putting yourself in situations where you may be rejected. Number three would be over dependence on approval, which is something I definitely see a lot. This can be a sign of fear of rejection because this is you constantly looking for outside figures or external figures to reassure you, to affirm you, to give you that security, right? It's kind of like being very dependent on someone else's approval so that you can mitigate from feeling rejected. Number four would be reluctant to express your feelings. So this is basically you suppressing your real feelings and your real emotions, your opinions, and just who you really are authentically so that you can fit in and be accepted by others because you fear that your opinions or who you really are as a person is not worth accepting, that people are either going to think that you're dumb or you're stupid or you might be weird or quirky. And so this even hinders you from actually having any real authentic relationships with others. And last but not least, but perfectionism. And this is linked to fear of rejection because this is you trying to perfect whatever crafts that you do or are doing to make flawless attempts so that you can avoid any type of feeling of disapproval or criticism. Now that we have spoken about fear of rejection, I usually go through the top 5 signs of how to get over said issues. But I honestly today want to get out of my notes for a little bit and I just want to talk to you guys from a place of a person who used to have fear of rejection. And no, let me stop. No. So usually I do the top 5 ways to get over said issues. But today I just want to speak to you guys from just a personal experience of mine. Even though, yes, I've spoken on a lot of different things and they're all my personal experiences, But usually I do resort to my notes as far as the bullet points of how to get over certain things. But I feel like for this one, I want to tell you guys how I got over it personally. And to be frank with y'all, it's just simply not caring what anyone else thinks. I had one point in my life came to a crossroad, and I had to really ask myself, are you happy where you are? Is this what you want? Is this what you see for yourself in your in your future? And not only is this what you see in yourself in your future as far as what you have or what you don't have, but is this what you see for yourself in the future as how you think, your daily habits, your daily routines, how you carry yourself, and where do you want to be 5 to 10 years from now, mentally, emotionally? And I had to realize that in order for me to even get to where I wanted to be, not only, as far as materialistic things and, external goals to achieve, but also goals eternally, as far as healing and personal growth and, just setting standards, boundaries for myself. I had to stop caring what other people thought, because a lot of times, even when you have these issues, like mommy issues, like daddy issues, fear of rejection, things that just hold you back from your full potential, you gravitate to a lot of the people who literally have the same issues as you eternally. And you find yourself kind of mirroring the people that you are around, if you understand what I'm saying. And I had to realize that if I wanted to do this, especially for myself, and it starts with doing it for yourself, but then you want to do it also for the people that you love that are around you, because the more you ascend yourself, the more that they can feed off of it. Of course, it's like a cause and effect type of thing. I was like, everyone is not going to get it. Everyone is not going to understand it, especially when it's people that have known you for years, that has been your friends for years. And when you're trying to, move and navigate in a different space for different reasons, for a long time, no one is going to even understand, not even your parents. But you have to get in a space where it's either you or them, right? Because if it's them, you're going to continue to think about, how they're thinking, how they may judge you, how they may perceive you, and you're going to continue to move in that form of trying to please yourself and them at the same time, when sometimes it's nearly impossible. Like at some point of everyone's life, I feel like everyone should have this selfish phase, especially if you are an empath and you're known for being a selfless person and you want to do good for others. The best way that you can do good for others is by first doing great for yourself. You can't pour from an empty cup. It just is what it is. At some point, you have to put yourself first so much that people are even going to look at you funny, and it's not you being selfish. It is you being selfish, but it's not you being mean or cruel. It is simply you trying to get to where you want to be. And having issues like fear of rejection can hold you back so much, because it's like, in order for you to get to where you want in life, I don't care what it is, no matter how big or small, you have to be okay with taking a couple of no's. You just have to. And you have to be okay with putting yourself out there and not knowing what people are even going to think. Like, even with this channel that I have, right, and the content that I put out, you know, I've had my channel for quite some time now, since 2019. I just started really taking it consistently. I just started being more consistent and more serious with it in 2023, I say in September. And I'm not going to lie to you, it took me some time to be like, okay, this is what it is. I don't care what anybody else thinks. Plain and simple. Whether you like the content or whether you don't. I love it. This is what I want to do, and whether the people that you know or love or care about support you or don't, like, it just is what it is. Whether they like it or they don't, it just is what it is. Maybe it's not for them, but it's not for you to really worry about. You know what I mean? Like, this is your life. Like I say, everybody does live in their own world, their own point of view. This is your life. Okay, this is your world at the end of the day. Live it to your fullest potential. Do what you want to do. Do what you feel is called to you without thinking about what somebody else is going to think. And even if you still think about what someone else is going to think, because don't get me wrong, some days I do think about, what someone might think of certain things, but I still do it anyway. Like it's okay to even think about and have in consideration of what other people will think, as long as you still do it anyway. Don't allow fear of rejection, fear of hearing a no, or fear of people not agreeing with you or liking your opinions or liking what you stand for. Don't allow that to hinder you from actually still going forth. Don't allow that to hinder you from still going forward. It's okay to have these different things that are sometimes meant to hold us back, but as long as you still push forward, that's all that matters. Still push forward when you're scared. Still push forward when you don't know, what's next. Still push forward anyway, no matter what, because what else are you going to do? Don't allow these things to hold you and to be stagnant. Now, if you guys want me to do a video on the top 5 ways to get over it, like I do my other videos, let me know. But I just wanted to tell you guys my piece personally on how I feel about it, because I even wanted to make this video because I feel like a lot of people allow fear of rejection to hold them back when it comes to just being a successful person. Okay, I was in sales at least with 3 different companies, and I would not have even seen the amount of money that I've seen if I would have allowed a no to hinder me from doing certain things. You're going to hear no's, and it is what it is. But let me tell you something. When you push forward and you get to where you want to be, those no's are going to come back and be like, yes. And that's when you have I always say, table turn, baby. That's when you have the opportunity to then tell them yes or no. Because at that point, the ball is in your court. And let me tell you something. The ball always comes back to your court. It doesn't matter. You're always going to get the opportunity to either say no, to either say yes, for things to be in your control that you would have never thought would have been in your control. In order for you to get there, you have to be okay with doing things the way that you want now, despite of what anybody else is going to think. Because who cares? You know what I mean? We're all going to die anyway. It just is what it is. All right. I love you guys, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.